want to talk about the greatest robot thing to ever robot, but then you're stuck with two sugar-addled weirdos, so that doesn't quite work out. You just do the best you can. Hi, welcome to ANIFESTO. My name is Vry, and this is my co-host Blue.
Hello.
And this is our very special guest, Rue. Try not to get confused.
She is very special. She came on the short bus.
I did, but they let me, so it's okay.
And she's here because, poor thing, I made her watch Evangelion. Not the original, Rebuild, which, short history lesson time. So in 1996, Neon Genesis Evangelion came out. It was one of the most famous and influential anime of the 90s and into the current day. And it's basically Japan's Star Wars. Seriously, it's everywhere. There's absurd amounts of merchandise, some of it really weird and inexplicable. And it's also known for getting really weird and depressed and cracked out towards the end. So, starting in 2007, the director came back and basically did the George Lucas thing, where he was like, I'm gonna do it again, but different and better.
Without crayons.
Without crayons. That may or may not be a famous part of the original ending. And so, in 2007, they introduced Rebuild of Evangelion 1.11, You Are Not Alone, which was a remake of the first 6 episodes of Eva. And then, in 2009, when the quartet was supposed to be done originally, they introduced Evangelion 2.22, You Cannot Advance. And just this year, Evangelion 3.33 came out, and we're not going to talk about that one yet, because technically we're not supposed to have seen it. And Rue hasn't seen it anyway. So tell me all of your thoughts.
Tell us.
Because you're a normal person. Give me your normal person thoughts.
Normal person thoughts.
Hey, you said I was a normal person at one point. Did you lie?
No, I just contaminated you.
I liked it. There are weird parts that I sort of tune out while I was watching it, and then I'd have to be like, hey, what just happened? But other than those weird parts that I didn't find the meaning in, I guess. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, it was interesting because, like, the thing people talk about with Rebuild is it's the happy Eva where they got rid of all the weird, depressing stuff, but there were parts in the second one where you got really mad. You're like, is she gonna die?
Yeah. Well, because in the first one, I felt like it was more predictable. All of the metaphors were clear and really obvious. Oh, look, a cross. Gee, I wonder what that's a metaphor for. So the first one was like really easy, and they had like the cross thing underground that you're like, oh, I get this metaphor, I understand. The second movie didn't even show the cross underground. Is it important? Because I'm pretty sure it seems important when you see it the first time.
They forgot about it. It was that important that they forgot to put it in the second one.
Crap, we better put it in the third one.
Yeah.
It's not in the third one.
You're not supposed to talk about that. First, shall we talk about Vry's favorite character? So me and Rue can make her cry afterwards.
I'm one of 6 people on the internet who think that Shinji Ikari is an adorable character who is also quite sympathetic.
I think he's more of a whiny, depressed little bitch.
She's the voice of the internet.
That doesn't do anything unless somebody tells him to.
Because he's a child.
Unless he thinks his daddy is gonna love him.
Yes.
If somebody's like, Shinji, do it because your dad will love you, then he'll do it.
Oh, and he usually waits till pretty much everybody is dead before he does anything.
No. See, here's the thing. Shinji doesn't want to do shit because A, he's 14 and a child soldier and has horrible PTSD because Eva sets up a sort of a universe where realistic consequences happen to fantasy shit. But when the chips are down, he will always get in the fucking robot to save somebody else. If Asuka's in trouble, if Rei's in trouble, if Masato's in trouble, those are always the catalysts for, well, guess I'll get in the robot.
Somebody has to throw him in there, though.
No, somebody has to get in immediate danger, and then he'll get in the robot.
It's 2 against 1.
Yeah.
Rue agrees.
I agree. There's usually some prodding of Shinji.
Like when he had no bones and he was literally dragged to the robot most of the way and then people died and then he was like, guess I'll get in because I'm here anyway.
No, he couldn't get in the robot that time.
Oh yeah, the one time he decided to get in.
See that part? I am sympathetic to him because
his dad's
his life sucks and I would not want his dad.
My mommy died when I was 4 and my daddy couldn't handle it, so he dumped me off with a complete stranger and burned every piece of photographic evidence of her and then called me up again when he wanted me to fight alien monsters.
Better than never getting called up.
That's true.
Is it? Is it? And he's living with a 30-year-old woman who's sort of molesty.
Yeah. with the penguin. I like the penguin.
I do too. It's so random. I
Right.
don't know why it's there, but it is.
I think he really advances the plot.
I do too. What I really like about the penguin is it's not like other animes where there's that animal character, because he doesn't talk, so he's not irritating like those other characters are. He's just a penguin, and he's there, and he drinks beer.
I also like that the penguin visits the Sea World.
And he goes to the penguins and he's like,
Yeah.
yo.
Have fun in the zoo, bitches.
The other thing I like about Ava is it's angels that are attacking the earth and trying to destroy it. It's not like the devil.
Is it a metaphor, you guys?
I
Yeah.
think the crosses were coincidence.
Those
It's a
weren't
coincidence.
crosses, they were lowercase t's.
Well, the director is quoted as saying, yeah, I threw in the Christian mythology stuff because it would seem weird and alien to Japanese viewers. So I showed Rue Rebuild of Evangelion because I have learned the hard way that the original Eva inspires very strong feelings. It's either the best thing ever, or it is the spawn of Satan and ruiner of childhoods. But the point is, when I was watching with Blue, I watched Rebuild just to geek out about it, and she's seen the original version of Ava, and I was able to enjoy it and be like, those are really cool action scenes, and look at all the budget they have. And when I was watching it with Rue, we got to the second one, and I kept thinking like, wait, maybe I should explain this piece of backstory that they're not going to talk about. Wait, we're missing major plot points.
Like the doll. I think that was the biggest what's happening that I had. I think that was a really important piece of backstory to understanding her character.
And again, I say, poor Asuka, if watching your mother hang herself and the tiny doll that she thinks is you is not enough of an excuse to just kind of be a bitch, what is your excuse?
Yeah.
Shinji has a shit life too.
So we have really needy, whiny kid and total bitch.
I think
And then he also wants to have sex with
it's just
like
over the
everything.
top.
So it's about coming of age and awkward sexual development.
I like how you try to turn it into something artistic.
I will make it
Age.
artistic.
No, he's horny.
Yeah, isn't that part of
He's a
being
teenager.
a teenager, which sucks?
Story of my life.
So Shinji has 3 major love interests, and each one represents a developmental stage for young people, right? You have Rei, who is maybe kind of sort of his sister. That's
Whoops.
like, and she's the first one that he meets and kind of tries to get close to. And then you have Asuka, who's a lot like him, and if they got together as a couple, she would beat the shit out of him, and he would just be quiet, and then one day he would snap and strangle her to death. Wait, that happened.
If you make Rue watch the show, I think you should skip over the really long scenes of Shinji on the train. So basically the last episode.
Well, here's the thing about me and Ava. If I meet somebody who doesn't like it very much, I will jump to defending everything that's wrong with it. If I meet somebody who loves it to death and defends everything about it as perfect, I'll go right into nitpicking the problems.
So you're a hypocrite.
Nonsense. I'm just
Dirty,
capable of seeing.
rotten hypocrite.
Help me.
Batman.
Guys, I didn't even get to talk about Space Boyfriend. Oh my god, I love Kaoru.
Right. Goes crazy every time there's a screenshot. I'm like, I don't know his name yet. I don't know. All he does is he's like hovering as the man in the moon, but she giggles every time he's on the screen.
He's great though. He's the one happy relationship Shinji gets. And of course it ends badly because Shinji cannot be happy. Actually, you know what? Let's take a moment here. Predict what you think will happen based on what happened in the last one, how the last one ended. Predict what you think is coming.
Shinji's gonna get in a shit ton of trouble because he caused the end of the universe. It's gonna be like, you screwed this up, now you can fix it, get in the fucking robot, Shinji. And then Space Boyfriend is gonna come and be like, do it. Because he looks like a creepy child molester to me. So I think Space Boyfriend is gonna be like, if I touch you, will you get in the space robot? And so he will.
So we missed one pilot, which they added specifically for the new movie. Actually, you know what? You just tell me what you thought.
What's her name again?
Mari.
Mari. Brian knows this, but I haven't told Blue. I'm gonna go to Comic-Con with you guys someday.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna dress as her for one reason, because I can recycle the costume and be a Pink Ranger for Halloween.
Yeah.
But when people ask me, why are you dressed as her? I'm gonna be like, because nobody knows why I'm here.
I apologize if when we go someday, if I turn to you and be like, who are you supposed to be again? You're the Pink Ranger, right? Because that's probably who I'm gonna think you are.
That's
You know,
okay. Everybody will.
Let's never talk about Ava fans, because most of the fan base on the internet I get in trouble with for having controversial opinions, like Shinji is sympathetic, or when Kaoru says I love you, he means I love you, or the ending wasn't perfect and flawless. Sorry, there have been fights.
I'm sorry.
Don't fight on the internet.
That's what 13-year-olds do.
But not 14-year-olds and giant robots.
No, they fight angels.
Yeah, when you turn 14, you get to move up a notch.
Right, but you still have to go to school.
Yeah,
that's
why?
the other thing, is the lunch. Every time they get lunch, I'm like, your entire family was in threat of death this morning, and you're at school. You have a blood C.
Yeah.
Why are you at school?
I think if you want to watch Ava, you should probably actually start with the movies.
It's definitely start with the first movie, because like the TV show looks really good for its time, but for a person who doesn't watch a lot of anime and doesn't know how the 90s looks, it hasn't aged super well. So watch the first movie. If you like that, switch over to the TV show, because that's pretty much your point of no return. Although it is back on track for the third movie, which, if she will deign to do so, we will have the lovely Rue back to talk about as soon as it's out in an English dub.
I can't handle the weird Japanese voices, I'm sorry.
And it sounds whiny and both.
Yeah, it sounds
to
like
me.
a 6-year-old got a hold of a helium balloon and sucked it all out.
I hate
then
you
screamed.
both.
And then
the
started
top of
speaking in tongues.
That's your lesson in cultural diversity for the day, kids. So, until next time, we hope to see you again. It's been great talking to you. Sayonara, bye-bye.
Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed our co-host.
Bye.